The truth about Jack Charlton's life was finally revealed after his death, and it showed that what many believed about him was a complete lie. Most people remember him as the brutal enforcer for dirty Leeds, the granite-hard defender who terrorized opponents with his aggressive style. But this one-dimensional view of Big Jack couldn't be further from the truth. Jack Charlton was born on May 8, 1935, in the coal mining town of Ashington, Northumberland. This working-class environment shaped everything about him. His direct manner of speaking and his unwavering belief in hard work came straight from his upbringing. At age 15, he actually turned down a trial with Leeds United and followed his father into the coal mines instead. But the grueling reality of working deep underground quickly changed his mind. He handed in his notice after a brief spell, and this experience gave him a perspective that would define his entire career. Football wasn't just a game for Jack. It was his escape from a predetermined life of hardship. Unlike his younger brother Bobby, whose path to Manchester United seemed easy, Jack's entry into professional football was hesitant. He considered joining the police force before finally accepting a second trial at Leeds United in 1950. He turned professional in 1952 at age 17, and his early career was interrupted by national service with the Household Cavalry. He made his senior debut for Leeds on April 25, 1953, filling in for the great John Charles. Over the years, he steadily established himself as a fixture in the Leeds defence, and he would spend his entire 21-year playing career at Ellen Road, accumulating a club record 773 appearances. He was the ultimate one-club man. The arrival of Don Revie as player-manager in March 1961 changed everything for both Leeds United and Jack Charlton. Their relationship wasn't smooth at first. Revie even experimented with playing the towering defender as a centre-forward, where Jack scored 12 goals in 21 games but felt deeply uncomfortable. At one point, both Manchester United and Liverpool showed interest in signing him, but the turning point came when Jack returned to Revie, signed a new contract, and promised to be more professional. From that moment, Revie made Charlton the cornerstone of his defence. This is where people got Jack completely wrong. Yes, Leeds adopted a physical, defence-minded style that earned them the nickname Dirty Leeds. But Jack's aggression wasn't mindless violence. Standing at 6 feet 1.5 inches, he was the archetypal English centre-half. But his game was about much more than raw aggression. He was a master of psychological intimidation and tactical disruption. His physicality was a calculated weapon, carefully deployed as part of Revie's winning system. His legendary battles with Manchester United's Denny Law proved this point. Jack admitted that to control a player as sharp as Law, you had to hang on to Dennis, and he was known for nearly pulling the shirt off his back to gain an advantage. This wasn't random violence, but a targeted strategy to nullify a key opponent. He was also a tactical innovator. In the 1967-68 season, he developed a ploy of standing directly beside the opposition's goalkeeper during corners, using his large frame to block the keeper's path. This simple but effective tactic created chaos and made him a significant goal threat from set pieces. This cunning on the field made him a legend at Leeds, but his greatest triumphs were yet to come on an even bigger stage. Before we get to how he conquered the world, if you're enjoying this deep dive into football history, hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments who you think is the toughest defender of all time. Despite his domestic success, Charlton was a latecomer to international football, making his England debut in April 1965 at age 29. But he quickly became crucial to Sir Alf Ramsey's plans for the 1966 World Cup. In that victorious campaign, Jack was the perfect defensive partner to the elegant captain Bobby Moore. Together, they formed an unbreakable partnership that provided the foundation for England's triumph. While his brother Bobby provided the attacking flair and spectacular goals, Jack provided the grit, aerial dominance, and uncompromising defensive resolve. His contribution was absolutely essential. When the final whistle blew on the 4-2 victory over West Germany, one of the most iconic images in English sporting history was created. The two Charlton brothers, champions of the world, embracing on their knees on the Wembley turf. It was pure, shared joy at the absolute peak of their careers. But this image of unity would later stand in heartbreaking contrast to the family division that followed. The decades-long feud between the brothers wasn't born from professional jealousy, but from a deeply personal family dispute. The root lay in the strained relationship between Bobby's wife Norma and their mother Sissy. Jack was the outgoing, confident elder sibling, while Bobby was shy and preferred to stay close to their mother. As adults, Jack became the earthy, relatable man of the people, while Bobby was the dignified ambassador for the game. The friction escalated until Bobby became estranged from his mother, not seeing her for a significant period before her death in 1996. For Jack, who remained fiercely loyal to his mother and his Ashington roots, this was unforgivable. After Sissy's death, Jack publicly criticised Bobby for his absence during their mother's final years. Bobby stayed silent for over a decade before defending his wife in his 2007 autobiography, saying he and Jack had never been further apart and "I just don't want to know him." But the harsh lines of the feud began to soften in later years. A moment of public healing occurred in 2008 when Jack presented Bobby with the BBC Sports Personality Lifetime Achievement Award. The on-stage embrace was emotional, with Jack declaring, "Bobby, Charlton is the greatest player I've ever seen. He's my brother." While powerful, it was more of a truce than complete healing. Jack's story took an extraordinary turn when he moved into management. After hanging up his boots in 1973, he took over second division club Middlesbrough. His impact was immediate and profound. In his very first season, he guided Middlesbrough to the second division title by a commanding 15-point margin. He became the first manager from outside the top flight to win English Manager of the Year. But his most remarkable chapter began in February 1986, when the Football Association of Ireland made the controversial decision to appoint him as manager of the Republic of Ireland national team. He was the first non-Irishman to hold the post, and the appointment met considerable scepticism. At his first match in Dublin, a banner read, "Go home, Union Jack." Jack's tactical vision for Ireland was revolutionary. He implemented a direct, high-pressure system that became known as "put 'em under pressure." It involved getting the ball into the opposition's half quickly and pressing relentlessly to force mistakes. While purists called it Route 1 football, it was brutally effective. He also exploited the granny rule, scouring English leagues for players with Irish grandparents who could represent the Republic. Under Jack's leadership, Ireland embarked on a decade of unprecedented success. At Euro 1988, they qualified for their first ever major tournament and produced one of the most famous results in Irish football history, a 1-0 victory over England, with Ray Houghton scoring the winner. At the 1990 World Cup in Italy, Ireland reached the quarter-finals after beating Romania on penalties. David O'Leary scored the decisive penalty to send Ireland to face Italy, where they lost 1-0 but returned home as national heroes. At the 1994 World Cup in the USA, Ireland gained revenge by defeating Italy 1-0 at Giants Stadium before losing to the Netherlands in the round of 16. The transformation of Jack Charlton from controversial English appointment to beloved Irish icon is one of the most remarkable stories in modern sport. His earthy, unpretentious personality resonated deeply with the Irish public. He elevated football from a modest following into a source of immense national pride during a difficult economic period and the ongoing troubles in Northern Ireland. He was made a Freeman of Dublin in 1994 and granted honorary Irish citizenship in 1995. After resigning as Ireland manager in 1996, Jack settled into retirement, pursuing his passions for fishing and hunting. His granddaughter, Emma Wilkinson, remembered a man who still balked at paying more than £2.50 for fish and chips, and would instinctively protect his grandchildren from traffic, whether they were 4 or 24. He remained the same unpretentious man from Ashington, devoted to his wife Pat, who supported him throughout his career. In his final years, Jack faced his most formidable opponents: lymphoma and dementia. He passed away peacefully at home in Northumberland on July 10, 2020, at age 85. His battle with dementia was documented with moving honesty in the film Finding Jack Charlton. The condition cruelly eroded his memory, though certain memories remained intact. His son John revealed that while Jack struggled with long-term recall, he would always light up when talking about winning the World Cup in 1966. Jack's personal tragedy didn't occur in isolation. It placed him at the forefront of a growing crisis concerning the link between football and neurodegenerative diseases. A 2019 University of Glasgow study found that former professional footballers have a 3.5 times higher rate of death from diseases like dementia. 5 members of England's 1966 World Cup squad, Jack and Bobby Charlton, Nobby Stiles, Martin Peters, and Ray Wilson, were all diagnosed with dementia. The Charlton family channeled their experience into advocacy, backing campaigns for research into links between dementia and head trauma in sport. Jack's final years became a powerful catalyst, forcing football to confront difficult truths about player health. The legacy of Jack Charlton is complex and multifaceted. He was a titan of English football, a one-club legend for Leeds United, and an England international who reached the sports summit. Yet for an entire generation in Ireland, he's remembered not as an Englishman, but as an honorary Irishman who transformed them from international minnows into giant killers. The lie was believing he was just a one-dimensional, aggressive player. The truth, finally revealed, is that he was a man of deep loyalty, tactical intelligence, and unique charisma that could unite an entire country. He was the enforcer, the hero, the manager, the brother, and the grandfather. A giant whose contributions ensure Big Jack's story will resonate long after the final whistle. Jack Charlton's story is a powerful reminder that there's often more to our heroes than meets the eye. What part of Big Jack's legacy inspires you the most? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and make sure you're subscribed for more incredible sports stories.